Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the last live training session of Leap 3.0. This has been a roller coaster journey for the last 6 months for all of our leapers, and to be honest, I'm going to miss it. So, what I want all of you to do now is on the count of three, let's unmute ourselves and shout Leap 3.0, all right? So, at least that will reverberate in our minds, thoughts, and hearts for the rest of our lives. So, 3, 2, 1.
Leap
Leap
3.0.
3.0.
All right, fantastic. I love this energy and I want you to keep this energy as we progress today through today's session. A few ground rules. Please mute yourselves unless you have an opportunity to come forward and speak. Please come on video, and this would help us make this session as engaging as much as possible for all of you. Today, the session is open to all, but for all our leapers, please do rename yourself with your leap ID. And for everybody else, your name is sufficient. On that note, it's now time for me to hand over the proceedings to our Leap 3.0 chair. Now, one question that I constantly keep asking myself whenever I have to introduce her is, what has she not done? Because she has served in leadership roles inside and outside of Toastmasters. She has chartered clubs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clubs in Toastmasters. She is an author, and she has written 3 books. She's a mother of 3. So what has she not done? She's even curated Leap 3.0 for all of us. So with a huge round of applause, please put your hands together and welcome our Leap 3.0 chair, distinguished Toastmaster Jyotika Shetty.
Thank you very much, Daryl. And I'm going to ask you the same question. What have you not done in the leadership role, Daryl? Thank you very much. Let's give it for Daryl for his lovely opening as well as a nice bright smile that he always has while opening sessions. A warm good evening, dear leapers and Toastmasters and guests present here today. A special good evening to our speaker, Jean-Pierre De Villiers, as we call him JP, as he's fondly called. A warm welcome, JP. It's really a pleasure and honor to have you here.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. Looking forward to spending the next couple of hours with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Too.
It's really a special evening today, and it's special for 2 reasons. The first one is, like we all know, it's a last session, Daryl just mentioned. It's a very last session of our LEAP program. For those of you who do not know what LEAP is a flagship leadership program of District 121 that is spread across 8 months, divided into 2 phases. The first 6 months is the first phase where we do all the learning, the assignments, the peer huddles, and all of the hard work. The next phase is the 2 months of capstone, which begins on the 1st of March, and that's where our cohort is going to transit from the learning to creating or implementing. So this particular session is extremely important because owning your growth is that last session that we are going to receive that motivation, that clarity. More than motivation, it is the clarity that we will receive from our speaker. But there's another reason why this event is very special, and a small portion of it is also personal. Today's session, we have with us a very renowned speaker that I've been following for the last decade, almost about 8 to 9 years. I've been following his work since the time he's been coming as a speaker to Dubai. Now, I've been following, or call it stalking or following, but I've been following. But JP never knew I even existed. But during this course of LEAP program, I took the courage to send him a message requesting him to be a part of this program. He was so kind enough, without a doubt, without a question, he said yes, he wants to be a part of this program. And for me, it's truly a fangirl moment because someone who I've been looking up to and following for the past decade is actually there in front of me and speaking to me. So thank you, JP, for making this happen. It's really a special moment for all of us, not only me, but for all of us. Now, when I asked JP for a small introduction, or his introduction, not a small introduction, because from what he's accomplished, it has to be big. JP said that I want you to speak from your heart. Now, JP, I must confess, I'm going to try to speak from my heart. But your introduction is so big and so accomplished that I think I really needed to write it down. So I must confess that I've written it down. And I'm going to read it as well. But allow me to take at this moment, allow me to take you back to 2019. JP, if I have your permission to speak about the incident that happened in 2019, because that will set a context to what JP is. Now, 2019, JP is an accomplished speaker, an author, and an athlete, high performance coach, a lot of things. In 2019, he was doing cross country cycling for a charity in the UK. At that moment, he faced a fatal crash. It was basically a hit and run by a drunken driver. And JP was injured to such an extent that he had to be airlifted to the hospital. And that followed with an arduous recovery process, which probably any one of us would have just given up. But JP, being that he is one person I've seen in my life that who's not only spoken about things, but also has personified commitment, personified clarity, personified his resilience and everything that you can say. And I really respect him for that. So, JP, really proud of your recovery. And you're one person who walks the walk and talks the talk. But it doesn't end here. JP, as is widely known, like I mentioned, is an inspirational speaker, high performance coach, author, athlete, and is originally from South Africa, now living between Thailand and Dubai. With nearly 2 decades of experience in peak performance and transformation, JP works at the intersection of body, mind, and spirit, guiding individuals to unlock their full potential and perform at their highest level with certainty, energy, and discipline. JP, I went back to your podcast and I picked up this from there, and I'm sure you'll be happy about it. And JP says that he's deeply inspired by Nelson Mandela's spirit of forgiveness. JP believes that holding anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So he believes that forgiving is a part of your life. He says his philosophy is clear. Life is not about you. It's about being in service to others. That is where true joy, fulfillment, and performance come from. As Toastmasters, we believe in the philosophy of servant leadership, and I think it blends very well with what JP has said. JP has worked with Olympic medalists, entrepreneurs, business leaders, actors, and award-winning filmmakers. He has represented Tony Robbins across Europe, South Africa, and the UK, and has shared the stage with global thought leaders such as Jay Shetty, Lisa Nichols, Jay Abraham, Mary Buffett, and Prince EA. He is also the founder of Best Life MBA, a global coaching platform. At the core of JP's message is alignment, aligning your values, vision, and daily actions. This session will take you back to where leadership truly begins and may well become a defining moment in your journey of owning your growth. Ladies and gentlemen, dear Toastmasters and guests, with a thunderous round of applause, please help me welcome our speaker for today, Jean-Pierre De Villiers, or JP. Over to you, JP.
Oh my goodness. Jyotika, that has to be the greatest introduction of 20 years of doing what I do. Thank you for your heart, your thoughtfulness, your kindness in your words, and thank you for being the leader that you are. The greatest forms of leadership are inspirational leadership and compassionate leadership, and you are both of those wrapped up in one beautiful woman. Thank you so, so much. And hello, everyone. Really good to be here. Someone has just put a background in the chat. I hope that's not for me because I am the most technically disadvantaged person that exists in the world. I wouldn't even know how to put that on my screen. So I hope it's okay to have this background. Thank you so much for having me once again. Hello, everyone. I noticed there's a lot of videos that are off. I understand that in life we do our best to show up as best we can. But if someone has their video off for comfort reasons, I ask you and I encourage you to be more engaged. because the difference between passive and active learning is the difference between retaining 10% versus up to 90% of what I'm going to share with you. And please know that what I share with you and what I talk about here with you together is not something from theory. It's taken from experience, it's taken from life lessons, and it's definitely not from ChatGPT. I understand we live now in a world where the greatest knowledge, articulated so beautifully, is absolutely free. So I have to just say, I'm sure it will be obvious to you because ChatGPT can't speak like this, that this is not from ChatGPT. Okay. So I've spent my life's work coming to these conclusions and this clarity so that I could take all of that and all of those experiences, the 20 years and all of its experiences, and I can share it with you in the most clear and concise and powerful way. I would love for this to be an engaged conversation. I can't see your video now because they've pinned me, so I can only see about 6 people, I think. Um, but I hope your video's on. Oi, okay, there we go. Now I can actually see everyone. For recording purposes, are you recording this? Do you need me pinned, Jatika?
No, it's okay, JP. It's fine.
Okay, perfect. Because I would prefer to see everyone as opposed to my face, because I look at my face all bloody day. Um, so thank you so much for having me here. Please keep the chat flying. Keep the emojis flying. If anything resonates with you, speaks to you, hits you, just do something because it reminds me that we're in the right room. It reminds you that you're here to pay attention to maybe what you've not been paying attention to. Maybe you came here just to hear one thing and it keeps you engaged, but also it keeps the energy alive. Keeps the energy alive in this room. Digital is amazing, isn't it? That we can connect from all around the world, but it's not quite the same as face to face, as physical connection. But how we bring it more into the physical is by being physical in this digital world. So please, I love to see the emojis. Whatever you can laugh at me, I don't care. Just do something. Just keep yourself engaged. Put your phone away for an hour, another hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. I'll do my best to stay on time. I'm very passionate about what I do. So one of my downfalls as a speaker is I always overrun. So let's hope that after 10 years of professional speaking, I won't overrun because I want to be respectful of your time. Again, thank you so much for having me, Jotika team, support team, and to everyone else that is here. I don't take it very lightly that you have given up your time, your space, your energy, maybe moments with your family. I'm not sure, but I will do my very best to make sure that I give you as much value as possible, takeaways, inspiration, maybe some motivation, education, information, but you're not here just for information. First of all, congratulations for making it to the final session of Leap 3.0. And once again, Jyotika, well done. Congratulations. I know that this was an idea of yours, if I remember correctly, and here you are coming to the finish line. So I hope that everyone is starting to celebrate that now. Tonight, tonight is called Owning Your Growth. You can grow, but you can lose that growth. How you own that growth takes strategy and psychology and what I call spiritual fitness. And I'm going to talk about that strategy. I'm going to talk about psychology. I'm going to talk about spiritual fitness. Does anyone here have an idea? Write in the chat what you think or believe or know spiritual fitness to be. You can just write in the chat. What does spiritual fitness mean to you? And while you do that, I'll come to that in a second. I want to start with something very simple.
Mental health.
Most people, could you keep yourself on mute, please, if you're not on mute? Most people don't struggle because they lack potential. Everyone has potential, but they struggle
So,
because they don't consistently own what it takes to live up to that potential. Do you know what I mean? Does that resonate with anyone? You don't consistently own responsibly and consciously what it takes to live up to your potential. And I want to say this gently but very direct. Like I said before, we're not here for more information. You need a framework for consistency. You need a framework for execution, especially when life gets loud, when the energy drops and the energy fades, and maybe you run out of energy completely, when the stress, anxiety, and fear rises, when the motivation disappears. You need a strategy. You need a system that you can come back to. You need a framework. And I'm going to give you that framework. And when I say the framework, I don't mean that from an egoic sense of this is the greatest framework in the world. I just mean this is the framework in my world. Treat everything I say as an opinion, not a fact. Therefore, it avoids you getting offended by anything I say, and it allows you to be fully present, but make up your own mind to choose and pick what works for you. Is that okay? Everything I say is an opinion. Okay, let me just come to the chat very quickly. Mindfulness, yeah. Striking the right balance between mind, words, and actions, yeah. I'm gonna go right to the end, which is what Giatica said so well. It's about alignment. Are you aligned to your greatest potential? Do you have the resilience muscles? Do you have the clarity? Do you have the compassion to give yourself permission to bring yourself into alignment with God, the universe, your potential? It's all the same thing. It's you without limitations, you without fear, you without self-sabotage. Being mentally healthy, yeah, body, mind, balance, solitude, stay calm, mind, body, soul, self-actualization, alignment of thoughts, words, and actions, mental hygiene. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. I like it. When I was a Buddhist monk, by the way, I'm probably going to forget many things in my story because, like Jyotika said, there's just too many things. I've lived the life of a lot of people. But when I was studying to be a Buddhist monk, just as a life experience, I wanted to study both suffering and compassion so I could come back and give it to people like you. And one of the brother monks that I studied under said, it's interesting how we shower the body every day, but we never shower the mind. And that's what meditation is. Now, that's a whole nother subject. I'm not here to talk about meditation, but if you don't already, meditation should be non-negotiable in your life. Being aware of your true self, anchored to your belief system. I mean, there's so many definitions here, but yeah, definitely they are in alignment with spiritual fitness. Staying grounded, I love that. Being kind, staying grounded. So for me, spiritual fitness is having the resilience to keep leading when life is loud. As Yutika mentioned, my accident, I didn't go into victim mode. I kept leading. I kept inspiring when I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even move my foot. I was in hospital for 2 months, on crutches for 6 months. I had to learn how to walk again. But I had such extraordinary spiritual fitness that when I woke up in intensive care and was told what happened to me and that I have post-traumatic amnesia and I remember nothing about what happened to me to this day, and the doctors are saying, I don't know how you survived that. When I looked up at the ceiling of my hospital room in the UK, I knew. I knew this didn't happen to me. This happened for me. There's still someone that's not on mute. I can hear a bit of background noise somewhere. If you have any kind of moderators, if you could just check the room and see who's on, who's not on mute. Thank you so much. I knew that this happened for me. I knew that I was going to show people how to turn pain into power. And I knew that all of my life I had been training for that moment. Because leadership is not what you say, leadership is what you do. And leadership is what you do when the chips are down, when life is unfair, when your back is up against the wall. That is leadership. And I chose to lead myself and then others from that hospital bed. And honestly, it was one of the greatest, most powerful, transformational experiences of my life. that I would never want to wish upon anyone else, but that I'm very, very grateful for experiencing. So I want to make a promise. Thank you for all the chat engagement. Keep it going. Keep the emojis going. Thank you so much, guys. Guys is men and women. I don't know. I'm South African. That's just how we say it. Here's my promise to you. Like I mentioned before, by the end of the session, you can have a self leadership code, a personal leadership code that's based on 20 years of experience in what I do and 44 years of living as a human being, and an action plan that you can implement immediately. And it's the same action plan that my students and my clients use at different levels of accountability or not, but this is the action plan that I live by, that they live by, and that you can choose to live by if you feel that it works for you. And I also want to share something important, just so you know where I'm coming from. I'm not here to be a performance monkey. Yeah. If I end up inspiring you, that's great. But I'm not here to perform. Those days are behind me. Those died with my younger self and a little bit of my old ego. I'm not here to impress you with energy and cleverness. I'm here to serve you with what is real, with what I know works. I know it because it's worked in my life and it's worked in everyone's life that I've shared this with. It is powerful if you choose to implement it. But the value of it is not showing up in this session. It's not in awareness, as you probably already know, because you're all leaders in your own right, in your own space, in your own industry, your own business, etc. The value is in the implementation. The value is in the action. Awareness is the first step of changing anything, but it's one of two steps: awareness to action, awareness to action, awareness to action. So I'm going to give you what's real from my perspective, but once again, it's my opinions. It's my opinions. It's my opinion. But I know that this is what holds leaders steady over time and when life is noisy, when life is loud, when life is chaotic. This is what you come back to. Any challenge that I've had in my life over the last few years, including that near-death accident facing my mortality, I came back to these 7 steps. I have some kind of weird notification popping up from Zoom. I'm just going to turn that off. Once again, you can walk away from this session and you can go talk to people about, oh, what you learned, what you're going to do, or tell your family, tell your best friend, tell your business partner. But that's not leadership. How many people do we know that talk a good game, but they can't fight themselves out of a paper bag? They just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Please, I'm going to say this for the second time because of its significance. Leadership is about what you do. I'm not saying go get a tattoo, but I have a tattoo on my hand that says WYNM. What's your next move? That's leadership. What's your next move? What is your next move when no one is watching? What is your next move when no one is clapping? What is your next move when you're tired and exhausted? What is your next move when you're emotional and triggered? What is your next move when you're under pressure and doubting yourself? That's leadership, or a lack thereof. But leadership always starts with self. And forgive me if what I say to some of you is already clear to you in your life. Just entertain me and just let me talk. I've never spent time with you guys before, so I don't know what you've discussed, what you haven't in this Leap series. But this is what I know to be true. So let's get practical. Quickly, is everyone ready? I'll tell you what, quickly, write in the chat, what is one thing that you want more of in your own leadership right now? As a leader, we do YWYNM. What's your next move? Awesome. As a leader, we do. Karthik, hope I'm saying your name correctly. I'm not going to get it right. Please know my intention is so high, so strong to say your names perfectly. But please don't take it personally if I don't say your name correctly, because I do want to say your name. Yeah, what do you want more of in your leadership right now? Do you want more clarity? Do you want more courage? Do you want more confidence? Come on, we're in the tree of trust here, guys. Yeah. This is a judgment-free zone. What's the one thing you're looking for in your own leadership right now? You're looking for more of. Thank you for your honesty in advance. I like to implement what I've learned so far. Good. A lot of people don't. They move on to next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. Thank you, Ashima. Provide clarity of vision to my team. Awesome. We're going to talk about that. Well, not your team, but vision. Action, you want more action. Amazing. Integrity. Bhavana, that's a big one for me. Integrity in my leadership. That gives me truth bumps. More clarity in my leadership. More confidence, self-awareness, clarity, courage. A lot of clarity. A lot of clarity. Well, this hopefully will be very helpful to you. This hopefully will be very helpful to you. Clarity, 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 confidence, more of right moves. I guess that's clarity. Need to herd impact fully. I don't know what you mean by that. Courage and calm when chaos. Amazing. Taking action, finding a way in uncertainty. Amazing. This will help you 100% if you apply it. I promise you that. TM Dr. J. Oh, that is a very long name. TM Dr. J AD District 120. Do it now. Amazing. Make people under me be more committed. Okay, you can't make them, but you can inspire them to be more committed. Small tweak. Show them the way, guide them, don't force them. Confidence, succeed, or to be more successful. Clarity to bring positive change, lead others to lead, lead others to lead. I love that. Karthik. Is it Karthik or Kartik? You can unmute yourself. Because it's
Yeah, it's Karthik.
Karthik. Okay, awesome. Because I see you being very engaged. So in case I have to say your name again. Staying
Sure.
calm when life is noisy and be supportive. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, guys. So yeah, whether you want clarity, consistency, courage, calm, confidence, more high performance balance, not work-life balance, because that is just, I almost was going to swear there. That's just ridiculous. People wanting a break from what their mission and their vision. I just find that absolutely ridiculous. But you need high performance balance because whether you're a Formula One, a car going at 300 miles an hour or whatever speed they go, or you're a fighter jet pilot, if you lose your balance, you're going to die. So it's like, how do I keep my balance, but in a high performance context and in a high performance environment with high performance energy? Thank you so much. I really appreciate the responses. Beautiful. That tells me that we're all in the right room. So I'm going to share a little story with you, my story, and then I'm going to teach you this simple but very effective and very powerful tool that I live by, a system called spiritual fitness, or the 7 steps of spiritual fitness, which is basically inner resilience and self-leadership. Spiritual fitness is inner resilience and self-leadership, or at least that's where it starts. Right, you already know some of my story. And by the way, I feel like more people have put on their videos, so I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. I'm watching you. Sibaram, Kavya, Bidushri, Prashant, Mustak. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Sujit. I know that's right. And just quite a few names that I can't pronounce. Christopher, oh my God. Ooh, that's an easy one. If I got that wrong, there's seriously something wrong. Chetler, Mentors, Rihari. I just hear a lot more names. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Nice to see your faces. Nice to see your faces. Let's get started. So obviously, you know a lot about my story already. So I'm just going to tell you a version of it. I grew up in Cape Town, South Africa. I didn't have the worst life or the best life, but I had a life of suffering because my father was successful. Some even labeled him a genius, but my father didn't understand that there is a difference between outer success and inner success, and that the greatest success is inner success, not outer success. My father only knew outer success, and because he never went inwards, he kept trying to fill himself up by going outwards. And he went from job to job, industry to industry, woman to woman, environment to environment, and just never found peace in himself. Never found himself and lost himself by constantly going outside. And when I was 13 years old, my father took his own life. Because even as someone that was labeled a genius, he was center of the party, he was a good-looking man. I mean, he had all these great things about him, but he was so empty. And he kept more, and pushing and pushing and pushing. And I'm sure you'll agree that outer success without inner success is failure. But also, I'm sure you'll agree, and maybe you've experienced this for yourself, outer success can grow faster than inner stability. You're achieving so much on the outside, but you're not stable inside. So you start to become very uncertain and living in fear and worry. And then you start self-sabotaging through habits and vices, etc., bringing yourself out of alignment with God, the universe, and your highest potential. But this is the reality that I faced, and I just navigated my way through this life. But when I left school, I went directly to the UK because it was an option as a child at that age, at that time in my country of South Africa, post-apartheid. My grandfather was from the UK, got a visa, went to the UK for a better opportunity, Daryl. For a better opportunity, Tanesh. I just wanted better. I didn't want to be a coach, speaker, author, athlete, all the things I'm now. I just wanted a better life. But unfortunately, I did it on my own. I didn't know personal development. I didn't know the power of proximity. I didn't know that you become the people you spend the most time with, etc., etc., etc. And I did it on my own. And by the age of 23 years old, I had very much gone in the wrong direction. I followed a passion of mine, but in the wrong environment, and became a full-time DJ, fully immersed in music, partying, drugs, everything that goes to do with being a hedonist, party boy DJ. But I remember thinking at the age of 23 years old, I went to the UK on my own. So decision by decision, I took myself in the wrong direction, and therefore I have no one to blame except myself. So if decision by decision I can get my life wrong, heading in the same direction that 10 years prior to now, my father ended up taking his own life, maybe if I start decision by decision trying to get my life right, I can start going in a new direction. So at 23, I became my first client, and I started studying personal development, mindset, psychology, sports psychology, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and the list goes on and on and on. And I found Anthony Robbins. I thought someone told me, follow this guy. It wasn't even Tony Robbins then, it was Anthony Robbins, right? Over 20 years ago. And man, what a journey that took me down. But I just started immersing myself in self-enrichment, personal growth. And by the age of 25, I'd completely turned my life around. Why? Because I was leading myself. I just wanted to save me, but by saving me, I became the leader that I wanted to be. And at the age of 25, I realized that actually, for the rest of my life, imagine this, if I could just keep finding out what takes people from suffering to thriving, from suffering to self-leadership to leading others and inspiring others. If I can just study that, share it, be paid for that, oh, what a life. And I've been doing that ever since. I've written 10 books. Many of them are on Amazon. I've got a couple of Amazon bestsellers. I've spoken in 22 countries. I've represented Tony Robbins, like Jyotika mentioned, including in the UAE. I was part of a very small team that brought Tony Robbins to the UAE for the very first time. He'd only ever been there to speak to like the government or something like that. But the first time he ever came to the UAE in the big stadium, I think it's called the Coca-Cola Arena, that was because I was involved in that. And that took me down a journey of just speaking, a lot of speaking and meeting a lot of influential people and speaking on great stages with great people. And by the age of 36, 37, I'd kind of reached the peak of my career, like Jyotika mentioned so well. And then this life-changing incident happened for me, not to me. I told you that you can be winning externally, but suffering internally. You can have business, money, title, reputation, status. Your ego can be fulfilled and overflowing. And at the very same time, be anxious, fearful, restful, or restless, disconnected, dysregulated, reactive, and sometimes even, maybe you've been there, quite bloody empty. So whilst you have all these things on the outside, you can feel all these things on the inside. I've seen it with my clients. I saw it with my father. I experienced it in my own life when I was 23 years old, DJing to 2,500 people in Riga, Latvia, being a rock star and then getting to my hotel at 5, 6 a.m. in the morning and being more sad and lonely than I'd ever been in my life. It's possible to have on the outside and have missing on the inside. This is why success on the outside is not enough. Inner success is the greatest success, and how you achieve inner success is self-leadership, and how you achieve self-leadership is self-compassion. Self-compassion is the permission slip to give yourself permission to say, you know what? I'm worthy of having more. I'm worthy of experiencing more. I'm worthy of leading at a higher level, at a deeper level, and at taking people further in their career, in our team, in our business, etc. I am worthy. It always starts with I am. It always starts with self. And I want to say something very respectfully, very respectfully. Most people don't burn out because they have too much work or there's too much going on or they're too stressed, etc. They burn out because they don't have internal game. They don't have internal structure. I'm not being disrespectful. If you're busy, you're busy. But if you had internal structure, you would not be burnt out. Burnt out means misaligned. Because if you are living in the things that matter to you most, you don't want to sleep. You don't want to break. You don't want lunch. You just want to keep going because you're so passionate and so aligned to this purpose. So once again, the theme for this talk, it's about alignment. You get it, Kalai? It's about alignment, bringing yourself back into alignment. When you're out of alignment, Praveen, you have unclear purpose. Or let me get you guys engaged in the chat. When you're living out of alignment, what shows up in your life? Kalai, you have your hand up?
Yes, because when 2026 starts, I just had this one word to me like alignment, aligned to my values. But I'm very gratitude for you today because you are mentioning that word again and again. So it will be, it's, it's a kind of reiterate to me. So I feel that very much gratitude from bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
But there are no mistakes. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so when you're out of alignment, what shows up? Stress, dislike, lethargy, fatigue, frustration, stress, sabotage, self-sabotage, environment shows up, fear, frustration, and not able to. Absolutely spot on. And some big picture stuff, what shows up is you lose purpose. You're burnt out and you're out of alignment because you don't have a clear purpose. Without purpose, there's no passion. And without passion, there is no life. Life as in vitality, life as in energy, life force. Without purpose, there is no passion. And without passion, there is no life, energy, or life force. There is only existence. And this is when you start to question everything. Purpose is everything. Also, you have weak boundaries. When you are not in alignment, you seek validation from other people because you don't feel good enough. You're not leading yourself to the highest level, so you need other people to pick you up and take you up to feeling better. You don't own your choices. You play the greatest, most popular radio station in the world. Does anyone want to take a guess at the name of the radio station? When you're burnt out and out of alignment, what's the radio station that people love to play? It's called Blame FM. Chetler, did you know that? Because I saw you smiling. I was like, how does he know that? Yeah. People just love to play Blame FM. It's the job, it's the boss, it's the weather, it's the government. No, it's you. It's you. And then you become inconsistent with your habits because once again, oh, I would love to be fit. I would love to practice what I've learned in Leap 3.0. I'd love to practice what I said I was going to do for this 2-year plan. Oh, but relationships are in the way and life is in the way. It's you. You're in the way, no one else. And then you start putting yourself second or even at the back of the queue and you lead everyone but yourself. And I know this personally. I have built success from a very early age. I was a personal trainer, mid-20s, already on a 6-figure salary. I've built success, I've lost it, rebuilt it, lost it again many times. I've pushed my body. Oh my God, I've pushed my body so far in extreme events. It's crazy. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone. I'm 44 years old and I feel about 67. I've written books and I barely passed high school. I've published books, put them on Amazon, and I was told I was stupid. I've really achieved a lot, but I've also had seasons in my life where I don't know if I was going to be okay. And that's just me being, I wasn't going to use those words in this talk. I was going to say I've had seasons where I've looked strong, but really I wasn't. But I've had seasons in my life where I didn't know if I was going to be okay. I was fighting fear or pressure or uncertainty. And if you're having or you've had moments where on the outside you put up a facade, a mask, or you portray something that's not actually going on inside, and inside you're living in uncertainty or fear or worry or doubt, or you're under too much pressure, I just want to say, I see you. I see you. I salute you. I celebrate you, courageous warrior. Because as long as you keep moving forward, you keep staying strong, you keep never settling, you keep looking for what's your next move, you are a warrior. You are someone that keeps finding a way, like someone put in the chat. So just want to acknowledge you for that. But you're not alone. I've had those seasons. But life is about seasons. Leadership is about seasons. You've got to understand that. To have leadership continue and never break as a leader, you've got to understand that life is all about seasons, or hero's journey, if you know the work of the philosopher Joseph Campbell. Or if you've read the book Principles by Ray Dalio, he talks about life going in cycles. It goes up and then it goes down, and then it goes up and then it goes down. It goes up and it goes down. Life is cyclical. Life is seasonal. And you've got to accept that. And you've got to know that you are not defined by your current circumstances. You are defined by the things that matter to you most, which I'm going to share with you. And the things that define your true identity. And when you hold on to these and you align to these every day, you become a very, very powerful leader, not just to others, to yourself first. I know, because I've had moments where I've had to face the truth. I don't like saying the truth because ChatGPT always says the truth. Now, you guys use ChatGPT for content, and it always says, oh, but the truth is. But I've had to face some people just, it's a dead giveaway, right? That they use ChatGPT. I saw something, quick side note. I saw something really embarrassing. I saw a seasoned speaker of more years than me do a post, and it was an invitation to an event. And at the end, it said, comment the word live. And it was meant to finish there, the post. But he had copied from ChatGPT 3 more lines that said, you're not begging. It creates authority, and the call to action is strong, or something like that. And I just thought, oh my gosh, someone better tell him that. And he thought it was part of the post. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. He must have put a prompt like, how can I not seem needy or something? Anyway, be very, very careful when you use ChatGPT. Don't say the words truth, remove it for something else, and get rid of those long dashes. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? No one talks like that. It's just ChatGPT. Anyway, so yeah, I've had to, rather than face the truth, I've had to face reality a lot in my life. The truth will set you free. Reflection guides you to the truth, and the truth will set you free. But one thing I know to be true is that you can't achieve your way out of misalignment. You can't achieve your way out of misalignment. It's alignment first. Your relationships don't care about your ambitions if you're not there. And most importantly, your legacy isn't something you talk about. Your legacy is what? What's your legacy? Yep. What you leave behind, what you build, it's who you become. Please write that down if you choose. My legacy is who I become. It's not what you say. Maya Angelou, the poet, said people will always remember, I think it was her, people will never remember what you say or what you do, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. How do you make them feel? Starting with yourself. Leadership always starts with self. How do you make yourself feel in the morning? That's leadership. All of us will wake up tomorrow, inshallah, and all of us will feel a certain way about ourselves and our life and others and the world. That is leadership. The very moment you open your eyes, how you choose to feel through your selective attention control, that is leadership. Leadership is what you do. Leadership is what you practice, and leadership is what you practice in private. What's that very well-known quote by Tony Robbins? People are rewarded in public for what they practice in private. Oh, so true. There was there was a time in my life where I literally had to build myself up from the ground. Like it was like this accident was like day one, day zero. Like I lost everything. I lost my money because I couldn't work. I was on six figures. I couldn't coach. I couldn't train, exercise, speak, nothing. I lost everything, had to start again. And let me tell you, something I learned is that when life squeezes you, you don't become a better person, or you don't become the person that you need to be because you want to be. You become the person that your habits have trained you to be. I'll say that again. What that collision rather, because it wasn't an accident, what it taught me in my recovery is you become the person that your habits have trained you to be. Stop chasing motivation. Train certainty. Not certainty from arrogance. Oh, look at me. I'm so certain and confident. Certainty from inner stability. Certainty from safety. Certainty from self-trust. Are you a person of your word? Do you keep your promises to yourself? That's where certainty is built. Can I handle this? Yeah, I can. And I can lead myself through this. And here's a framework for that. And my work is built around this framework. It's called spiritual fitness. It's not religion. It's not fluffy. It's not candles and mantras. It's not theory. Please write this down. Spiritual fitness is inner strength that holds up your leadership when life gets loud. Spiritual fitness is inner strength that holds up your leadership when life gets loud. Because here's what I've seen from leaders in my life, in my career. The ones who thrive aren't the ones with really great intentions. They're the ones with the strongest foundations. Those are the leaders that thrive and continue to thrive over and over and over again. And everyone says, wow, this person just never gives up. It's not because of their intentions. It's because of their foundation. So I want to share a foundation with you that's simple, but effective, usable, and even if I do say so myself, very, very valuable. And it fits in perfectly with Leap because you've already got a roadmap, right? So this is just adding to your roadmap. And a roadmap only works when you execute. Imagine you go in the GPS in your car and you say, okay, I'm over here now, I want to go here. And then you just sit in the car. Like, you're not going to get anywhere, right? I'm just being playful, right? I'm having fun with you guys. You're just not going to get anywhere. You need to execute. And this is an execution plan. It's a system. It's a process that I know works. And I'm really, I'm just seeing the laughing emoji. Yeah, anyway, I'm really enjoying my time with you. I maybe need a time check. How long have I got? 1 hour?
Got another 1.5 hours.
Oh my goodness. Haven't I been speaking for an hour already?
8. We are at 8. 8 o'clock, 8:10.
Okay,
So a
so
little less than, yes, 1 hour, 20 minutes.
up
Yes.
to an hour and a half. Thank you. Okay, think of it like this. Your LEAP roadmap is your outer plan. What I'm going to share with you is your inner plan. Got it, Luli? Is that how I say your name? Luli? Make sense? Yeah? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. The roadmap is the outer plan. This is the inner plan. Because the outer plan is useless if your inner world is broken. The outer plan is not effective if your inner plan is inconsistent. The outer plan is useless if you're not responsible for the inner plan. So that's what this session is about. It's about the inner roadmap, the inner plan for sustainable leadership so that you can own your growth. First of all, it's setting the intention. Set the intention for the work that we're doing. And then we're going to move through 7 steps. Values. By the way, I have a PDF takeaway. Like if you're worried, oh, I'm not going to remember everything, I can send it to Geotica or whatever. And I have a summary of this whole session. So I'm happy to share that with you guys. Values. These are the 7 steps of spiritual fitness that have taken me 20 years to put together. Path that I believe people should follow to get to the center of their hearts by leading themselves first and then standing at the peak of the mountain, which is their full potential, and leading others from a place of love and not fear. Number 1 is values. Number 2 is vision. Number 3 is mission. Number 4 is purpose. Number 5 is what I call RESG, reverse engineered stretch goals. Number 6 is non-negotiable habits. And then number 7 is AAA. Ask, assess, and adjust. Question everything and never, ever settle. I'm going to go through every single one of those steps. But like I mentioned before, let's start with intention. Ownership and identity. Ownership is the foundation. If it's not owned, it won't be sustained. If you don't own your fitness, it won't be sustained. If you don't own your diet, it won't be sustained. If you don't own your practices, your spiritual practices, or you don't own your faith practices, it won't be sustained. Ownership isn't motivational, although some people hope that it is. If I can just get myself motivated enough to lead better, do better, work harder. It's not a motivational game. Ownership is, this is my responsibility. I'm not waiting to feel ready. I blame my circumstances, and I'm not negotiating my truth or what I believe. Oh, I love the note taking. Thank you very much, Geotica. Ownership is a now identity. Let's use fitness as an example because everyone can relate to fitness. Ownership is you wake up in the morning, you put your shoes on, you go. You don't think about it. You don't procrastinate on something that's of high importance to you. You just do it. You take responsibility for it. You don't wait to feel ready. You don't blame your circumstances or the weather. You just go. You don't negotiate your truth. That's ownership. It's an operating system. An ownership identity is an operating system because people don't rise to motivation or they don't rise to goals. You fall to your habits. Once again, forgive me if this is already in your awareness and you're already living these truths, but this is what I know. Think of it as reading a book. You've come here, but you're listening to the speaker, the author of the book, and you're like, oh, I know that, but let me try and find some gold in this session. You don't rise to motivation and goals, inspirational goals. You fall to your habits, first and foremost. So let me ask you a question. And really think about this and feel this. And ask yourself this question. Who am I choosing to be as a leader when my life gets loud? Not what am I doing? Who am I choosing to be a leader when life gets loud? Do I take out the radio and play Blame FM? Do I become inconsistent? Do I talk negatively to people around me, my team? Do I project fear and uncertainty everywhere I go and allow others the gift of receiving that energetically? Who are you choosing to be when you're a leader, when life gets loud? Because going back to legacy, your legacy isn't your talent. Your legacy is your consistency. You know what I want, Giatika, at the end of my life, whether I run another ultra marathon across Thailand or whether I die at 100, I want people to say, wow, that guy never gave up. He never gave up. He was the most consistent guy at never giving up. So what do you want to be known for? What do you want to be known for being most consistent in? Or what do you need to be most consistent in right now? What do you need to be most consistent in? Create a legacy for this year. If legacy is what you leave behind, if legacy is what you do, if legacy is how you make people feel, where do you need to be more consistent in your leadership this year? And then let me ask you three questions. And I want you to write these down very quickly. Blame, FM, frustration, self-sabotage, doubt, inconsistency. Thank you, Ashima, for sharing. All right, write this down very quickly. Where am I still blaming circumstances? Whew, this is, even for some people, this is difficult. Never mind answer the question, because you can't ignore the truth, right? It's the law of exposure of awareness. Once you see it, it can't be unseen. Where am I still blaming circumstances? Number two, where am I waiting to feel ready? Which you're never going to be, Christopher. And what am I tolerating that's costing me my leadership? If that doesn't make sense, your leadership potential or your ability to lead. What are you tolerating? What are you putting up with? What are you accepting that's costing you your leadership? And is it internal or external? Is it something or someone or somewhere, something in your life that you know you shouldn't be? Or you should be. Okay, here's an anchor line. Okay. Like, I don't know, put it up on a mirror or something. Yeah. Legacy leaders don't wait. That's an uncomfortable truth. Legacy leaders don't wait, they decide. If you know what to do, you do it. That's a legacy leader. Got it, Shriari? Yeah. You just make a decision and you go. WYNM, what's your next move? So if this session works for you, oh, I love the fist bump. That's pretty cool. The fist bump emoji. I think it was a fist bump. Or it was someone, I don't know, hitting me in the head. I don't know. So this is what, if this session works for you, that's the goal. It's decide. If it works for you, the goal is to decide. Decide something. Not because I say, because you know. Decide something because you know. So that's the intention, okay, for this session. You guys all with me so far? No one falling asleep? Meenakshi, you okay there? Yeah. Taking notes. Got water, moving around if you need to. Stay as active as you can. Remember, get that brain firing so you retain as much of this as possible. I've climbed the Great Wall of China, worked with Tony Robbins. I've done all kinds of crazy things. So you don't have to. I've just put it all into what's coming out of my my heart, my throat, my truth, my mind. And maybe the next thing that I say is the whole reason that you came to this event. So pay attention, not to me, I don't need the validation or the praise or my ego stroked. Listen to the message. Don't worry about the messenger. He's self-validated already. Why? Because of self-leadership, not because of anything else. Because of self-leadership and alignment. That's what brings you to self-validation. And that's what gives you courage, and that's what gives you clarity, and that's what gives you compassion, and that's what gives you confidence when you become self-leadership, when you become self-validated through self-leadership and self-compassion. You don't ask for permission anymore. You just go, because that's what legacy leaders do. They decide. So, step one, values. What are your values? Anyone to share? Do my best to keep this engaging. What are values?
Something I'm born with.
Okay, that's interesting. Never heard that before. But it could be like, you mean as in like it's your nature?
Yeah, that's what I have been brought up with.
I like that. What you believe in, values are your priorities, principles, the core beliefs you hold as a person. Values are something that I want to stick with always. I like that one. I like that a lot. That for me resonates a lot. Something I always want to stick with. Beliefs, self-belief, the core of my life, like that a lot as well. Thank you, Sujit. Core beliefs, principles, what you walk the talk. Yeah, well, you'll always walk in alignment with your values, because that does need motivation. We always need motivation for things that are out of alignment with our values. The anchor, the foundation, your personalities, qualities. Yeah, these are all great words, but values aren't words. Values are behaviors. Values are also influenced by society and inner circle. Yep, they can be, absolutely. Values are also the kind of guidelines for your business if you look at business values, but now we're talking about personal values. Values aren't words. They're not things you have. They're what you live. Your values are what you live. You can tell a lot about someone's values, Sunil, by how they live their life in their environment, how they live their life habitually, how they live their life internally through the power of choice and intention control, and what kind of language they use, and internal, like a self-talk. You can tell a lot about a person. And one of the biggest reasons why, at least in my experience, why leaders feel conflicted internally is because they're living out of alignment with the values that they have, or the values that they claim to have. One of my teacher monks said it so beautifully simply when I was there studying and training to be a Buddhist monk, and I was telling him about my career in life, and he was like, oh, I don't know if you've ever spent time with monks of any kind. They're so good at simplifying things to the simplest version. And I was talking about values and how I allow people to align their life, their business, their relationships to their values. And he said, very true. He said, a life out of alignment with your values is a life of suffering. A life in alignment with your values is a life of peace. And I was like, oh, that is just so good. It's not about values. It's the thing about the thing. It's what it represents. It's not, oh, my values are this, yay me. It's, are you in alignment with those? The values are about what it represents. It's your happiness, it's your joy, it's your peace, it's your fulfillment. It's inner success, Prashant. That's what your values are. So let me ask you a question. Write down your top 3 values. either on your paper, wherever you're writing, if you have some kind of digital device, your phone or iPad, whatever, or if you feel like you want to, write it in the chat. What are your top 3 values? And then think without judgment, only with observation, am I aligned to these values? But pick your top 3, not 10. I don't want a paragraph. I don't want a love letter or your whole life story. It's 3. That's it. Complexity is the enemy of execution. I'm sure everyone knows that one. Keep it super simple. KISS. Wow, a lot of people sharing their values in the chat. Thank you so much. I'll just let you observe each other's values. And once again, you can tell a lot about a person by their values, but you can also tell a lot about a community, Jyotika. You can tell a lot about a community of people by their values. And you guys have beautiful values. Beautiful. Integrity, respect, education, resilience, accountability, humility, perseverance. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now the question is, are you living these? Are you living these? Oh, let me give a more specific question. What's the day today? Wednesday. How do these 3 values show up in your calendar between now and Sunday? And be honest with yourself, right? That's just a question for your own reflection. What gives you resilience? This is why we're here. For sustained leadership, step 1, values. Because values gives you inner strength, because you're in alignment. So how are your values showing up in your calendar? Because, well, come on, we all business people here, right? We all live by a calendar, surely. Or most people here live by a calendar or a diary of some sort. And if your values aren't in your calendar, maybe just because you haven't had this conversation. But if you still choose to not put in your calendar, if you were a private client of mine, I would say that's not a value of yours. Because if it's important, you schedule it. Like my morning time, my workouts, meeting with my partner, time with my daughter. These are not tasks. These are values alignment or values alignments. Values alignment activities. It's not, oh, I have to go and do this. No, these are things that keep bringing me back into alignment. So how does your calendar look when it comes to your values? Because if it's not on your calendar, it's not real. And don't take me too seriously. If you disagree with that, fine. I'm just trying to say, is it really important to you? Or are you just saying one thing and doing another? Whereas one of my mentors and teachers, Lisa Nichols, would say, is the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoe going in 2 different directions? If it's really important to you, schedule it. Love, respect, and trust. Love that. If you value health, but you sleep 5 hours a night and you're chasing 10 cups of coffee a day, you don't value health. You tell yourself you do, maybe because everyone tells you you should value health, but you don't value health. And until you do, you will keep doing things that bring you out of alignment with health because you don't value it. Because you need motivation to do things that are low on your values. But if it was high on your values, you just wouldn't do it. Someone that truly values health doesn't smoke. They just don't. It's not part of their identity. If you value integrity, you don't do things. If you truly value integrity, you don't do things that take you out of alignment with integrity. You just don't, because it's a part of your identity. If you value family, I mean, this is an obvious one, but you're not there physically, or not even emotionally when you are there physically, do you really value family? Or you're just telling yourself you value family? If you don't keep your promises to yourself, integrity is not a value of yours, 100%. So quite a few of you put integrity, but if you say one thing and do another, you're BSing yourself. And you're telling yourself that you value integrity, but you talk a good game. You talk a good game. Well, you won't get that past me, because how can you tell me you value integrity, but you're not keeping your word, and you're not keeping to your promises, and you're telling me your coach or mentor or someone else that, oh, I'm going to do these 3 things in the next week, and then you don't. That is not alignment. That is not integrity. That is the opposite. So, once again, look at your top 3 values and then pick one. Pick one of those values, any one you want. And then ask yourself, what kind of behavior proves this week? So if you value love, if that's the one you choose, prove it. Prove it. Don't talk a good game. No one cares. No one cares. Prove it. You value financial freedom? Prove it. You value transformation? Prove it, Sajid. You value family? Prove it. You value staying awake? Sajid's falling asleep. Oi, Sajid! If you value staying awake, prove it. I'm just kidding. Don't worry. If you need to sleep, sleep. I don't know what schedule you're on. If you value commitment, prove it. If you value discipline, prove it to me. More importantly, prove it to yourself. That's how values become a foundation. Identify what matters to you, prove it. Make sense? Your values keep you aligned, and your values keep you clean when the world gets messy. Oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Okay, what are my values? Prove it. Is it in my diary? Stay in alignment, stay in alignment, stay in alignment. I am going to get to bed at midnight. I'm so high from this session, hope you can tell, I'm probably only going to sleep at 2 a.m. There's a run club in the morning. Will I be missing it? No. Why? Because it's in my values. I have to go out there and move in the morning. Oh, but what about sleep? I'll sleep in the afternoon. I'll have a nap, whatever. I'm not missing that workout. Because if I miss the morning run, I'm now out of integrity, which by coincidence is also one of my highest values. But I'm not stepping into alignment in my day. Fitness to me is one of the biggest things in my life. Because fitness makes everything better. But that's a whole nother conversation. So step 2. Oh man, I better move on. Step 2 is vision. Vision creates direction. Write that down. Vision creates direction. Don't forget to engage in the chat. Anything resonates with you, or share emojis if something hits you. Let's stay awake, guys. What's the time where you are, Jyotika?
It's 8:34. 8:30. 8:30.
Okay, so it's not
PM. Yes.
too late. Vision creates direction. What's that saying in the Bible? It's something like, a man without a vision perishes. Something like that. Basically, without a vision, you die. You need to have that vision. What's the vision for your life and your business? What do you believe you can achieve whilst you're here? What do you believe you can achieve? What do you believe? How do you believe you can proceed? What do you believe you can receive in your life? You need to be super clear on that. Like when you get into a car, once again, an example that everyone can relate to, and you want to get to where you want to get to, the very first thing you need to do is to know the destination. Try and get the car to move or an electric car to move without the GPS data or the GPS, what's it called? GPS something. Term, someone help me out here. GPS.
Global positioning system.
Yeah, no. Oh man, the name for the code or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Coordinates, someone has mentioned
Oh,
coordinates.
the coordinates. Thank you, Sunil. Try and get anywhere in the car without the GPS coordinates. I mean, it's just common sense, right? It's just common sense. And if you just go and take a wild guess what? Growth becomes very random. Oh, I might grow, I might not grow. Let's see. We might proceed, we might not, we might succeed, we might not. Well, because you don't know. And success doesn't have to look like an annular thing. Success is a daily thing. Were we successful today, Daryl? Were we successful today, Christopher? Well, I don't know. Did we move towards the vision? That's the measure. That's the measure. Okay, sometimes the goal is protect your peace. That's it. Or today is just one of those days. Label the day, not yourself. But you've got to know that vision. What is that quote? It'll come to me. By Nelson Mandela, the late great Sir Nelson Mandela, my former president. There is no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. The one you are capable of living, that comes from visualization. Visualization comes from vision. What is vision? The vision for your business, the vision for your family, the vision for your legacy, the vision for your life. This is what creates the inspiration. This is what creates the direction. And here's what I learned in my life is if you don't choose a vision, you will unconsciously inherit one from your culture, from your family, from your industry, from your pressure, from your parents, from comparison, from fear. I've done a reset on my life so many times because I didn't get clear on my vision and I got caught up in the Tony Robbins world. I got caught up in the personal development world. I got caught up in the sales world. I got caught up in the online marketing world. And I got caught up in all these worlds. So I started unconsciously inheriting a vision that wasn't even mine. And every time I was able to reset and remind myself of the truth of who I am, what I value, and what the vision in alignment with my values looks like, I was able to remove anything and everyone or anyone that wasn't in alignment with that for me. It allowed me to understand about 10 years ago that there's a very big difference in business between opportunity and opportunity for me. Saying yes to everything doesn't mean more successful. More doesn't mean successful. Sometimes you have to say no to a lot of things to keep you in alignment because it's a great opportunity, but it's not a great opportunity for you. I know we're at 8 something in the evening. I know this is a long session. If you need to stand up, stretch, do whatever you need to do, let's stay as active, as engaged as possible. I've just seen a couple of people yawning. I know it's not me because I'm so good. I'm just kidding. So where is your vision? Is your vision yours? The vision that you're living by now? Or is it someone else's vision, Verinda? Is it vision that was given to you? Or maybe is it an old vision, Shruti, that no longer belongs to you? How did you literally, as I called your name, your video went on, Shruti? That was just, timing is everything. And that was just spot on. Wow.
No, I was listening to you. It's just that I thought when you called, at least I'm in a situation where I couldn't come, but I thought I have to be here. That's the reason I just came. I am
literally
here.
said your name in the same second your video turned on. So do this. In 2 years, who are you as a leader? Right? Let's not go life vision. This is just an exercise. You can change it and restyle it however you want. But in 2 years, alignment with Leap, who are you as a leader? Who are you? Not what are you doing? Who have you become? Who have you become? Feel that. Who have you become as a leader 5 years from now? Make sure you know that. And don't just think it, feel it. Feel the energy of being that person. Feel the energy around you. Feel the energy of your environment. Feel the energy, Sunil, of the people around you. Feel it. I would say don't just visualize, Bhavana. Feel you eyes, Kalei. Feel you eyes. Can you feel you eyes it? Can you feel it? Because if you can't feel it, you might not believe it. Are you calm? Are you clear? Are you stable? Are you steady? Are you intense? Are you sure, assured? Are you even cocky, as in super confident? Or are you rushed? Are you reactive? Are you tense? Are you distracted? Right? What's the vision? Where are you 2 years from now? Because if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere. But 100%, you're ending up somewhere. So you better know where you're heading. So here's an exercise for you, a takeaway. Feel your eyes. This is gold. I talk about that a lot. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Takeaway exercise for you. Maybe tomorrow when you wake up. In 2 years, I'm the kind of leader who, and just journal a whole page. And then that becomes your vision as a leader. In 2 years, I'm the kind of leader who, and then just write. Or even better, right? I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this, and keep speaking to the identity through the words of I am. But like I mentioned briefly before, vision just isn't about moving towards stuff. A great leadership trait is saying no to stuff that isn't in alignment with your vision. You know, I've turned down corporate contracts twice, both in this 6 figures, around 200 and something thousand. 250,000 pounds is about $320,000. Another one I think was a little bit less than that. Why? Because they weren't in alignment with my vision. Never regretted it once. Having a vision or having a clear vision gives you reason to say no. Because it's not a no to the opportunity. It's a no to the misalignment. Make sense? Yeah, it's a no to the misalignment. Number 3, mission. Step 3, mission. Your mission is how you're serving now, right? This is an easy one. It's not complicated. It's how you're serving now. And my mission is speaker, mentor, athlete. That's it. How do you serve? I call it your vehicle. What's the vehicle that you're choosing to get into every day? And are you responsibly and consciously choosing to step into that vehicle every day? Mission makes leadership bigger than your mood. It makes it bigger than your emotions. It makes it bigger than your feelings. Or if I want to be an athlete, my feelings have got nothing to do with it. If I want to be a speaker, if I want to be a mentor, my feelings and my mood have got nothing to do with it. It's not about me. I want to inspire through these 3 vehicles: speaker, mentor, athlete. Some days you'll feel good, some days you won't. Some days you'll feel pumped up, some days you'll feel flat. Some days you'll feel beautiful, empowered. Some days you'll feel very bothered. Some days you'll feel like you're levitating down the street. Namaste. Other days you'll feel so crazy stressed. You guys know this already. This is just life. The mission is the vehicle that you choose to get in anyway. Now, very powerful question that I've never actually shared in a talk, but it allows you, I was thinking earlier today, a question to keep you in your mission. And it's who benefits from you showing up in these vehicles as your best self? Who benefit when it comes to mission? Who benefits as a result of you showing up in these vehicles or vehicle, if you have one vehicle, as your best self. Now it makes it 100% not about you. Another question to help you on your mission journey of clarity. What are you here to change? Who are you here to lead? The mission doesn't need a title. You know, people are like, especially in my world, right? Coaching. It's like, oh, I'm going to be a high performance coach. No, I'm going to be a mental performance coach. No, I'm going to be a compassion coach. No, I'm going to be this coach. And no one really cares. You think about your title more than anyone else. And of course, there's exceptions to that rule because I don't play the corporate game. If you're in corporate, obviously titles really matter. But on a personal level, no one cares about your title except you, or definitely not as much as you. What people care about when you're a leader is your commitment. That's what people care about. I'm sure most of my clients, if they had to refer me, and they wouldn't even be able to say like a title because there is like, it's very difficult to describe what JP does. But they will refer me because of my commitment to the work for my clients, starting with self. That's why they refer me, because of my commitment to self, and then my commitment to them. So I told you not much to say on mission. It's pretty damn simple. It's your job, your career, your vocation, what you're choosing to do every day. Make it not about you, but make it very clear that this is the vehicle that I choose to step in every day. And if you don't do it, that's the problem. You've chosen the vehicle, you've chosen the mission, but you're not stepping into it every day. Once again, going back to ownership. Ownership is a decision. It's an identity. It's who you are. So, question for you to answer when it comes to your mission is, my mission right now is, and maybe share in the chat. What is your mission right now? I would love to know, because I don't know any of you. What is your mission right now? Mission turns growth and progress into meaning. Meaning. My mission is to stay present and live mindful. Okay, but that's not serving the world. What's the mission in leadership? What's your mission in leadership? To help people around me become more aware, because awareness precedes change. Absolutely. Totally agree with that as well. Your mission is to start with self. Okay, then once you've started with yourself, what is the mission in the world? What's your vehicle? What are you creating? What are you building? My mission right now is to keep up with my promises. Okay, so that's a personal mission for self. My mission is to live the values I am taught and create the ripple. Okay, what kind of ripple would you like to create? That's the mission. What does the ripple look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like, smell like? My mission is to empower my team. Amazing. And what would be the result of that? What would be the result of empowering your team? That's the vision. Latha, to help others achieve greater heights. Amazing. How? How are you choosing to do that? That's the mission. The vision is to help them achieve greater heights. How are you doing that? Karthik, my mission is to create financial awareness for 10,000 people in their 20s. Wow, love that. Start with self, create a high-performance team, and lead by example. Saravana Kumar, empower, transform, and mentor. Love that. So how are you transforming? Get really specific. What's the vehicle? How are you transforming? How are you empowering? I mean, you said mentor, maybe as a mentor, that's what you meant. Calais says, my mission is business is also for people to who behind it, along with customers. I don't understand that. Please forgive me. All right, let's move on. Next, step number 4 is purpose. This is my favorite one. Purpose is why you refuse to quit. Purpose is why you refuse to quit. It's what remains when the applause is gone, when no one's clapping for you and you're just on your own. That's what keeps you going. If you're a boxing fan, anyone here boxing fans, when Tyson Fury got hit the canvas when he was knocked out by Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder thought, I won the fight. I won it. And he's celebrating in the corner, and everyone thought, you know, the heavyweight champ he's down. And he gets up like a zombie. Whirr. And he just shocks the entire world to create one of the greatest moments in boxing history. Not the greatest, but one of the greatest. It wasn't the how, it was his why. His why was so strong that he literally almost came back from the dead. Sunil says, my mission is to live the leader I would like others to be. Love that. Purpose is why you refuse to quit. When you don't have a strong purpose, listen carefully. Pressure feels like punishment. When you don't have a strong purpose, pressure feels like punishment. But when you have a strong purpose, you know that everything is happening for you because it's all part of the plan. You don't avoid things, you allow things. You don't resist, you accept. I would say that in the 4 pillars that I've shared with you already, values, vision, mission, purpose, this is, I mean, they're equally important, but if I had to choose one, this is the most important one. As in, you have to know the path from values to vision to mission. Values, vision, mission. But life is going to knock you down. So significantly, not importance in terms of what comes first, importance in terms of the power that lies in it. Purpose. That's what got me through that recovery. Purpose. Why? Why did I refuse to give up in that moment? Why did I choose to lead myself when I could have chosen to be a victim? Why did I choose to go on social media when I'm still high on morphine and pain every day and share my journey with others? It was because of my purpose. And when you have a strong purpose, pressure and tragedy and adversity becomes your training ground. It becomes your training ground. You're like, oh, let's go, let's go. So let me ask you, you're all here for a reason, right? Why? Why? What are you doing all this for? Why are you here when you could be somewhere else? What are you doing this all for? Well, here's a deeper question. Oh, this one hits hard for me. What would you regret, or who would you regret not becoming? What or who would you regret not becoming? And then take that further. Why? And if you have an answer for that, then write why again. And it doesn't have to be dramatic, but it has to be honest. It has to be honest, Kavya. It has to be honest. Sibaram. It has to be honest, Palyani. Is your purpose honest, or is it comfortable? Is it convenient? My purpose is what? Takeaway question for you. My purpose is, answer that question in your mind or write it out on paper. Purpose turns pressure into power. Purpose turns pressure into. Oh, we got some pressure. All right, let's go. Let's go. Step number 5, RESG, reverse engineered stretch goals. RESG. Thank you, Bharadwaj. Did I say it right? Oh my god. That's a difficult name to say. Bharadwaj. Reverse engineered stretch goals. Step 5 of the spiritual fitness path. This is where we now take in the vision and the values and the mission and the purpose. All of that is awareness. Turn it into action. A stretch goal, I know it sounds obvious, right? But just so we know we're in the right room, what does a stretch goal mean? Anyone can write fast in the chat. What does a stretch goal mean? I am a result of my past decisions. There are no regrets in who I am. Love that. Everything you are today is a result of your past. It is your past. It's not who you are today. How you are today is the seed that you water now, and now. That's who you are. Everything else is past. Pushing limits, yeah. A goal which you can push yourself to the maximum, yeah. An ambitious goal, yeah. Adaptable goals as time progress, yeah. Audacious and ambitious, yeah. Extending the boundaries, yes, absolutely. It's not just a target, it's a transformation, because it's something that very important. I say very important. You don't have to take my word for it. Go try it for yourself. If a stretch goal is something that you don't believe 100% you can achieve, and life is a result of your identity and your belief, if you can create a stretch goal that forces you to become someone else to achieve it, you have to believe something else about yourself. Marathon, or let's keep it more related to this. I'm just having a thing coming up saying about my internet. I hope you guys can hear me okay. If your goal is to speak on a stage in front of 2,000 people, but a part of you doesn't believe that you can achieve it, that's the goal you need to go and achieve. Because if there's a goal in your life that you don't believe you can achieve, it's that belief that is keeping you stuck where you are. But by achieving the goal that you don't fully believe you can achieve, once achieved, you cannot undo that. So the brain adjusts. And you start to think, oh, if I can achieve that, hey, what else can I achieve? I mean, Tony Robbins, #1 coach, known coach in the world, created a extremely successful a 9-figure business from this over the last 50 years by making people jump off poles and jump out of planes and walk across fire. Why? Because people didn't necessarily believe they could do it. So by achieving it, they had to break the old belief. And by breaking the old belief, you break the new identity and you can create a new one. When people work with me privately, I usually say, you have to create one stretch goal while we work together. And over the years, I've had people say, I want to do a 10K, half marathon, full marathon. I want to do a boxing match and raise money for charity. I want to do Thai boxing. Or I want to come on your retreat for 7 days in Thailand because right now I'm too afraid to fly. Pick one stretch goal. Pick one stretch goal that you think, oh, I don't know if I can do this, but It's something that I really truly want to do. And if I did do it, that would mean that an older version of me has to die. It forces you to become someone else. Once again, a stretch goal isn't just an action or a target. It's something that requires transformation. You know, I got at 42 years old, I got in a stadium and I did a professional Thai boxing fight with knees and elbows because I didn't believe 100% that I could do it. Now I don't own that belief anymore. I gave it to someone else because I've already done it, and I won a championship belt in the stadium that sits in my living room in Thailand. I can no longer have that idea that I can't achieve or I can't be successful at something because I've already done it. And then the mind goes, well, if I can do it there, maybe I can do it there, there, and there. And that's what makes you stronger, as it makes you more resilient, is the evidence that I can. And that's what stretch goals is about. It forces you to become a person that you hold or who can hold another level. So, for example, let's use the LEAP framework. 2-year vision, right? What would be a 90-day stretch goal that you don't necessarily believe you can do, but it would be an incredible thing for you to achieve in the next 90 days. I'm curious. If you can be fast, I'm curious. What one thing could you do in the next 90 days, only one, that would be a stretch goal that would force you to become someone else? Write a book. That's a brilliant stretch goal. You know how many people are authors and their book is a blank document on their desktop? I was one of those people many, many years ago until I made it a stretch goal. And then once I did one, I was like, why did it take me months to do this book? It looks like it needs crayons. It looks like a children's book. It was all up in my mind. And then I went to write another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. And now pretty much every 2 years, or year and a half to 2 years, I will complete reading all of my pending books. Okay. I would say go something more like courageous or audacious, but if that's a stretch for you and you feel like it's affecting your psychology and your leadership and your certainty, then I would say 100% go and do that. Some people, a stretch is finishing a book that you see every single day. Being a person of your word is everything. When you see a book and you tell yourself you're going to read it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and you don't do it, every time you see the book and you don't do it, the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoe going in different directions, your confidence gets lower, 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 lower. This is the significance of being a person of your word or not being. If you're going to say something, you need to do it. So maybe that for you is the stretch. What have I said I'm going to do that I haven't done that I need to do? What do I need to start paying attention to that I haven't been paying attention to? Or what could I bring in to my life that has previously been too uncomfortable? What could I let go of that I was living in fear, that I was still keeping in my life because I was living in fear, etc., etc. Exercise at least 30 minutes a day, okay? Meditate every day for 30 minutes without fail, okay? And if you do fail, give yourself permission to start again the next day. That's the beauty of being a human being. Every day is day one. Okay, got, oh, Miniha. Thank you very much. Who's that from? Bharadwaj. Why it's reverse engineered? Oh, really good question. Didn't actually get to that. So you choose the goal to be in alignment with your values, vision, mission, purpose. And that's what gives it the inspiration to go after it, because it has a lot of meaning to you, but also it doesn't take you out of alignment. So, for example, if I say I value freedom, family, fitness, and fun, and one of my stretch goals is to get a job on an oil rig, I'm being silly here, but I'm trying to make it very obvious. It doesn't make sense because it's not in alignment with my values. I want to inspire people to live more passionately towards themselves. And I work with business leaders because this is how we change the world, by changing leaders, and we change the world by changing ourselves. But working on an oil rig, that's a great stretch goal, make a lot of money, but is it in line with my vision? I almost swore again. Not at all. Not even in the slightest. Unless I can tie it to my vision in some way. Oh, it would give me the resources to start this project or open the foundation or whatever. But yeah, really good question. Sajid, thank you very much for asking that question. Okay, let's move on. So one stretch goal for the next 90 days. Everyone got it? Yeah. Not 10, 1. Not 10, 1. Not 10, 1. And make it a goal that proves that you're serious about this work. Whether it's jumping out of a plane, writing a book, finishing your books, running every day, the goal is the excuse. The goal is the excuse. The becoming is the point. It's the thing about the thing. Ashima, you get me? It's the thing about the thing, Akash. It's not about the goal, it's about what it represents. The goal is the excuse, the becoming is the point. So what stretch goal are you going to have for the next 90 days? Write it down and then act on it. I can't do anything. I can't force you to do that. So that's up to you. But make it real through your habits. You make the stretch goal real by non-negotiable daily habits, sacred rituals, or what I call in my world, the 10 Commandments. And that is step 6, non-negotiable daily habits. When you go, I know this is water, but imagine this was some kind of fruit drink. You see the result, it tells you exactly what the result is on the front. That's the vision for your life. What's on the back are all the ingredients. And let's be honest, ingredients on any container in the world or bottle are not sexy. There's nothing sexy about ingredients. Oh, but everyone wants the sexy result, a sexy outcome. You cannot get to the outcome without doing the non-sexy work. And that's the daily non-negotiable habits. I have a 3-month container, and everything in this mentorship is about habits. They have habit trackers. They have to fill in their habit tracker. Every meet we discuss where they're falling short on their habits, because you always fall short on your habits. Or your habits will determine who you become. Thank you for the emojis. Let me know that you're still awake. Your habits determine who you become, because what you do every day, you practice and improve. And what you do every day, or at least most days, becomes a part of your identity. If you want to make a chocolate cake, you have to put ingredients into a mixing bowl. And you can't just hope for the best. You can't just wake up, Srihari, and say, you know what, I'm just going to hope for the best today. No, you need to have a plan of execution that says, I get up at this time, I meditate at this time, I drink water before coffee, or I drink tea, and then I read a book, then I journal my goals, my values, my vision, my purpose. Then I go outside, I get 10 minutes of sun and work on my circadian rhythm. It's an execution plan, but it's something you do every day. Why? Because when you do it every day, Chetler, you're telling the brain that I am non-negotiable. What do you think that does for your energy? What do you think that does for your clarity? What do you think that does for your certainty? What do you think that does for your leadership? When you build the non-negotiable version of yourself, it makes you a very, very strong leader. Very, very strong. And very importantly, it builds self-trust. Are you really truly going to lead and sustain your leadership if you don't trust yourself? Well, trust is built. Trust is built. Trust is built through showing up and being a person of your word, sticking to your promises and doing what you say. Don't make it difficult. Don't make it complicated. Make it as easy as possible for yourself to stay consistent. Don't say an hour of meditation, say 5 minutes. Don't say go to the gym, say do exercise for 10 minutes. It's not about the thing. It's the thing about the thing. It's about what it represents. It represents you either being non-negotiable or negotiable. either being consistent or inconsistent. Those are two very different versions of yourself, and you create that identity through your habits. You don't become powerful from knowledge. You become powerful through repetition, over and over and over and over and over again. How does the warrior become certain? By doing the same move 1,000 times. How does the speaker become certain? By doing the same talk or rehearsing it 10,000 times. Repetition, 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 repetition. You know, there are three stages to of mastery. There's the idea or phase. Yeah, let's go with stage. There are three stages of mastery. One is the idea stage. Oh, I was really inspired by JP's talk. I think I have this idea that I might go to the gym and get in better shape. And then you visualize the outcome, which is the identity, which is stage 3. But so many people are not willing to do stage 2, which is the bridge from stage 1 to 3, from the conception and the idea to the result and the identity, and that is practice. That's where all transformation lies, not in stage 1, not in stage 3. Stage 1, nothing's happened yet. Stage 3, the transformation has already occurred and manifested. How the transformation comes to be, reality, is through practice. And practicing over and over and over again until something becomes your identity. You practice French until you're French. You practice Spanish until you're Spanish. You practice fitness until you're just fit. And you don't say to people, oh, I practice fitness. You're like, it's ridiculous. I'm just fit. It's a part of my identity. Please write this down. Very important quote that I use with my clients. Consistency beats intensity. It's easy to be intense, ladies and gentlemen. It's easy. Just go to a Tony Robbins event. You'll be very intense after that. What matters is consistency. Consistency beats intensity. So choose 3 non-negotiables for the next 7 days. 1, please write this down, 3 non-negotiables. Number 1, a leadership non-negotiable. Number 2, an energy non-negotiable. Like I'm going to meditate every day, or I'm going to exercise every day. A leadership non-negotiable, I'm going to speak, or I'm going to hold a meeting, or I'm going to journal my business goal, something to do with leadership. The third one is one relationship non-negotiable. I'm going to kiss my kids. I'm going to whatever. Be present with my kids for 30 minutes, or with my wife, my partner, my girlfriend, or my boyfriend, or my parents, or whatever. But make it non-negotiable, and then stick to it for at least 7 days, right? That's the action here. For being non-negotiable and becoming a person of your word is pick 3 non-negotiables. One in relationships. And then just every day do it. And remember, if you choose it, the problem with awareness is when you're not aware, or you don't know. But when you become aware and you don't do it, that's even worse. You create even more suffering. Because when you live in ignorance and you live in not being aware, there's no gap. You just think you're already at your full potential. But when you become aware of there's something more, now you create a gap. And now if you don't close that gap, that's where suffering comes in. As long as there's a gap between where you are and where you know you could be, there's going to be a degree of suffering. Not meaning you're miserable, but there's going to be a degree of suffering. What are the 3? Leadership, relational. It's leadership, non-negotiable, and energy, non-negotiable. Breath work, meditation, yoga, whatever. Something to do with your physical energy. And number 3, relationship. For example, let's say like leadership could be 10 minutes of planning your day. Energy is morning walk before anything. And like I said, relationship, like being present with someone, I don't know, whoever that is to you. But keep it small. Make it as easy as possible for yourself to stay consistent. Why? Because that's the goal, not the goal. It's what it represents. It's consistency or not. Don't, forgive me, don't make it heroic. Right? Anyone can go be a hero. It's consistency over intensity. So what are those 3 non-negotiables? Go and act on it, and then keep it clean and keep it in a feedback loop. Like did they work? Did they not work? Could I have done it differently? Could I have done it better? Did I try and chomp off too much too soon, etc., etc. Final step, step 7. It's with everything that I've shared with you that it's taken me 20 years to put together to come to the conclusion that this is the greatest way up the mountain to the center of your heart and being the best leader that you can be. Step 1 to 6, values, vision, mission, purpose, goals, reverse engineered goals, non-negotiable daily habits. The final step is to question everything, including everything that I've just shared with you. To live your life not like you know something, to live your life like you know nothing. This step is the difference between constant growth and owning your growth versus delusion and suffering. Oh, I already know enough. I don't need to go listen to this guy. Well, you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. So that's delusion. That's what causes human suffering. Thinking that we already know everything. I'm going to be very direct. Ignorance and ego cause suffering. Delusion causes suffering. You don't need me to motivate you. You need truths. And that is a powerful truth. Be open to everything attached to nothing. Be open to everything attached to nothing. What is this quote, please? What quote? I've been speaking for like 2 hours. It's all potentially a quote. Ignorance causes suffering. Delusion causes suffering.
Just 1 minute before, something live without something you're told. You're told fast, I could not catch up.
Say it again.
So you're told something very fast, I could not catch up. So I'm taking serious note 2 minutes before. Some life without like that you repeated.
Oh my God. I just channel. I don't know which one you're referring to.
I have to go back to the video recording and then
Life,
see.
Test and adjust.
life with ignorance, ego, and delusion causes suffering.
Causes suffering, maybe, yeah. Or this step is the difference between growth and suffering, or growth and delusion. I'm not sure. Sorry, forgive me. I don't know what you. Oh, it'll come in the recording. There you go. You have to go about 2 hours and 3 minutes into the recording. But yeah, I'm not here to give you motivation. If you feel motivated, guys, that's amazing. But I'm not here to give you motivation. I'm here to give you my truths. Because the truth will set us free. And how we get access to the truth is through reflection. So I hope you feel that we've done some good reflection here. So that maybe you stop lying to yourself. Maybe you stop pretending. Maybe you stop drifting. You stop settling. Maybe drifting has felt normal for you, and this is a wake-up call for you rather than years later. And make this an ongoing practice. Alignment. That's the practice. Aligned to what? My values. Am I living in my values? Am I moving towards my vision? Am I responsibly stepping into that mission every day and making it about other people, therefore turning pressure into meaning? Am I clear on my purpose, and or is my team clear on my purpose? Are we stretching ourselves without stressing ourselves? Are we creating new versions of ourselves and new identities, staying consistent with new versions of ourselves because we keep breaking old beliefs through our stretch goals? And do we have responsibility around our daily habits and how we show up? Because if you can't do the little things, how can you ever convince yourself and your team that you can do the big things? Now, you will never convince me that you'll go from a 6-figure to a 7-figure or 8-figure or a 9-figure business. If you say, not saying you have to meditate, but if you say, I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes every day, and you don't do it, you can't convince me that you can achieve the big stuff. And maybe you will by luck, but you won't sustain it. Because you make it sustainable through the little things and through consistency and building your consistency muscles. And then question everything. Constantly question what's working, what's not working. What's this habit costing me? What's this thinking costing me? What's this thinking creating? What's this activity creating? What's this investment of my time, energy, space creating? Or what's it costing me? And then just keep making small adjustments and start with the next 7 days. You can't do more than what you can do right now in this day. And the only thing that we have guaranteed is today, 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 and today. So treat every day as a life and just do your best in life, which means do your best today. Pressure removed. Can you do your best today? You can't convince me that you cannot, because it's only a few hours ahead of you, or what is left of you. And then tomorrow, same again. Tomorrow you wake up, I'm stepping into a new life. What are the rules for this life? It's alignment. Values, vision, mission, purpose, goals, habits, and then questioning everything. And stay curious. Keep learning. Keep evolving. Never settle. Leadership is not a personality trait. Leadership is not something that just happens. Leadership is a practice. Questioning everything makes that a practice. Is this it, or is there more? Is this it, or is there better? Is this, or can we go further? Is this, or can we go higher? Is it this, or can we go deeper? So here's a takeaway exercise for you. Clarity exercise. What are my, I know we've done this already, some of this stuff, but I'm just going to put it together. Number one, what are my top 3 values? Number 2, what's my 2-year vision as a leader? What's my mission? Or my mission right now is, because it can change as many times as you want. You can change your mission as many times as you want. And if you change your mission to meet your vision and someone else judges you, it's because they've already given up on their own vision. Let me tell you that. Because if you're committed to the vision, you will change your mission as many times as you need to. Your pitch, your change, your branding, your change, your business, your industry, your team, your whatever. Just stay committed to the vision. Change the mission. But my mission right now is, my responsibility right now is, and then my purpose is, my 90-day stretch goal is. And then your 3 non-negotiables. What's your non-negotiable in leadership? What's your non-negotiable in energy? What's your non-negotiable in your relationship? And then remember to question everything. Everything. You know how incredibly wise this makes you? You know how exciting this makes life? Question everything. Question your friendships. Question your relationship. Question the way you do business. Question the way you speak, the way you show up on social media, the way you lead others, the way you lead yourself. Because this makes you attached to nothing and open to everything, which removes suffering. And opens you up to opportunity and change and transformation, ongoing if you question everything. I want to honor you. So thank you for being here for 2 hours. I think we've gone just over 2 hours, or about 2 hours. It really hasn't felt like 2 hours. It's felt like an hour's 20 or 15 or something like that. So let's just land this, right? Let's just take a deep breath. Inhale all the way to the top of our lungs, and then exhale with a big sigh. Just taking in everything that we've just discussed. And remember that your legacy isn't built in some big moment. It's built in your next decision, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. Repeat it until the decisions become who you are. Until you become that version of yourself that people depend on, that people need, that people are craving. How dare you deny those people the right to have access to the greatest version of yourself? Well, how do you get access to the greatest version of yourself? Decision by decision by decision by decision. And here's the structure for ownership and creating a new identity: values, vision, mission, purpose, reverse engineered stretch goals, non-negotiable habits, and AAA. Ask, assess, and adjust. Don't try and change the whole world. Just try and change one day at a time. One day at a time. And eventually your whole world will change. But if you need to, focus on the next 7 days. Execute your non-negotiables. Keep running the AAA whenever you need to, ideally at least once a week. And then refine and tweak, refine and tweak, refine and tweak. This is how real growth happens. Not through inspiration, through implementation. Awareness to action, awareness to action, awareness to action. You don't need to be someone new. You just need to become more consistent in the areas that bring you back into alignment with who you know you already are. And you know who that is. No one knows that more than you. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to become more consistent with who you know you already are. Geotica, support team, everyone here, thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to share this space for you. And I'm very proud of you for hopefully choosing ownership. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, JP. Let's give JP a huge round of applause for such a powerful session. It was definitely more than what we expected, and it really made me realize, at least, that leadership is not a simple game. It is something that is a choice. It is a practice that we have to consciously do, and legacy is built in your next decision. Don't try to change the big things. Try to change the little things in yourself. So consistency, alignment, clarity, these are the things that will take you forward and make this entire leap journey worth in your life. But thank you, JP. That was such a profound session. So much that I have learned, and I realized, oh my God, we have to work so much on ourselves if we really want to be good leaders and great leaders. That is, first learn to lead us. It's a journey. We'll get there, the journey. But a journey that is not very easy. It is certainly difficult. But I think when we make that decision to do that, we will get there. So thank you very much. Please accept the small token of gratitude from us, from District 121, from our leapers here, everyone present here. Thank you very much. This is what we can give sitting here on the other side of the world, or we're pretty much in the same side of the world, but in this side of the region. So thank you very much, JP.
Well, it's
heartfelt gratitude.
Once again, it's not the thing. It's the thing about the thing is what it represents, and it's just the thought. So it's very thoughtful. Thank you so much. Send me the file, and
I will definitely send you.
And I see all the messages in the chat. Thank you so much. So great to spend time with you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, JP. And I really appreciate for the time that you've given us 2 full hours. Wealth of knowledge and experience that you've shared with us will take a long, long way in this leadership journey for all of us, including you.
And I'll be honest with you, this is way past my bedtime. So if I came across as tired, I apologize. I usually go to bed around 8 p.m. It's midnight now.
Oh, yes, you're 1.5 ahead of us, right?
I
You're,
know it's
yes,
midnight where I am.
yes. Thank you, JP. Thank you
All
for
right.
everything.
Okay, should I leave?
Thank you. Yes.
Thank
Oh,
you.
we have a picture to click. We have a picture to click. Sorry. Darren?
All right, so everyone on Spotlight, please smile for now.
All videos and spotlights.
Right, and now everybody else, it's your turn to come on video, and I will click a group picture. Right, keep smiling.
Can you remove all the non-video ones?
All right, I'll do that. 1 second.
It will look nicer for the photo. Oh, now all the cameras come on.
Yeah. Right, keep smiling. There are 2 screens, so
So welcome.
yes, thank you.
Are we done?
Yes, we are done. JP, thank you very much. And good night.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you
Good
so
night.
much.
Thank you.